So one of the things that we're really hoping is that by taking the floor up, which we know is a bit annoying, we can correct the round about 1/4 of an inch, just under a centimeter misalignment in here. I don't think it's actually that much, but it's just enough that all the floorboards that are going into the hallway aren't straight. So I'm gonna just pull them back out, stack them against the wall in order of the rows, and then we'll be able to just little bit shift this one corner. It'll still be within the margins of error for what the skirting board will hide, but I think that will just ensure that all of the other rooms, as long as we're lining them all up, it'll just look a lot better long term. So yes, an annoying use of time on the second hottest day of the week, but I feel like future us is really gonna be grateful that we've done this. So I've got like 10 minutes before my next call. I'm just gonna tear the place apart.
Okay, we've just redone the whole room, and by we I mean Andy has just redone the whole room.
Well, you tore it all up and I put it back together, and we're not doing it again, even if the fucking wood goes into the wall.
It looks straighter, so here's hoping once it clicks in. Proof is in the pudding, I suppose, here. Yeah, why is this so bad?
Again, it's rebelling at being taken out of the Warhammer tournament.
It's still a full centimeter. Like right there, it's landing on the 8. Right there, it's above the 7. So this side still isn't far enough. So throughout the day, we pulled these floorboards back up 2 different times. And then we realized that actually the underlay is just slick enough that if we grabbed onto a board that was well enough locked in, we could shift it a little bit. So what we've ended up doing is shifting one side by a centimeter. It's made quite a large gap. We will have to figure out how to fix that, but acceptable parameters, let's call it.
Okay, so as far as finishing this room, so let's measure 3 lengths that go up against the left side of the wall.
Yeah.
And then we'll do those cuts, and then we'll just put those in. Obviously, I'm not quite sure exactly where you want to draw the line on the stairs there.
Let me just Google real quick.
Well, I mean, no, I wasn't going to say do that just now, but if we put in the cut ones and then 2 whole ones along here and just see where they go, and then, well, we'll come back to them after you've had a look at what's involved in the stairs. Yes, mercifully, this is actually, at least from my perspective, a bit easier to measure than the ones inside, because we only need to worry about one side today.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just about making sure that
20 centimetres out.
yeah.
So, let me actually make sure it's the right way around. No, that isn't the right way around.
Nope. I mean, that is the right way around, but that means you need to flip it to get this end against the wall, because that way the cut will be where you want this to be on the board.
Yes.
It's just way too much of a gap.
Well, I'm going to loop you back to your brief dalliance with one problem at a time.
Drawing on my pretty flowers.
The other side of them, so I know which one is the first one, which one is the second one. So outside of 20 centimetres, 20 centimetres there, so is it about there?
Maybe a little bit further.
Fair enough, about here?
Yeah. I like this whole man on a mission thing. Dead
It's got me
sexy.
doing. Oh, okay. I You may not have noticed my work ethic while we've been grinding through shit I don't give a single fuck about. But at the point where I can see the goal, understand the goal, and frankly been blocked on the goal for a bit. Well, obviously, while I am still raring to go, I don't know how much other cutting we can reasonably get done.
What we need to do is get these cut in, and then once they're in, we can measure how far we have to rip that one.
Let me remember where I took off my shoes.
Right, I think we need a few more than that, but how fitting in the room issues after then, so...
Well, yeah, we'll see. But just, if I get a ding in this wall, I'm gonna lose my shit. There's already the other one right there. Pick one and go with it.
Well, I'm getting rid of the ones that don't need to go in. Unfortunately, in this case, I also have literally one. Do you want?
Here, you just stay down. I'll hand them to you. Stay down!
Well, actually, on the floor is not much easier for...
Well, yes, I guess now that you're squished into that corner.
Well, that too. And then you immediately have to get down again. Right. And then...
There's one.
Well, two. Yes, I am going to do who's on first. All true comedy greats have their own iteration on who's on first.
True that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you a mostly floored room. Yes, there's a few bits that still need doing. We've got as far as running those out of the door. They're straight enough for Tanya's standards. I will not say what I'm thinking about how long it took us to get here at this point, because Tanya will edit it out. But rest assured, we had a difference of opinion. But yes, we've got all the boards for the main bits of the flooring. Yes, the process of adjusting the lines to suit Tanya's requirements have meant that we have an absolutely titanic gap here, and the solution for that is we're not fucking thinking about it. Come back to that in a few days. I think the gap around most of the rest of it is fairly okay. I mean, apart from the skirting, the main issue in this room, and therefore being able to load stuff in, is the gap where we've got to cut a bunch of stuff here. But fortunately, I have a solution to that, as provided by every third TikTok video I watch now, after I liked this solution that I'm now going to show you. We see before us a humble piece of offcut of the same width as the rest of the floorboards, but not really useful as a floorboard, especially not in this gap that is not a full floorboard's width, but we need a floorboard in there. How do we measure it? Well, first of all, we put the camera down and hope it doesn't turn off again. Thank you. So, there we are. We take the board we're intending to cut. This is just the board that's going here, so not this one, but use your imagination. And then along the length of the wall, I've got to work out how to do this properly flush, but you take your offcut, flush with the wall, flush with the wall, flush with the floor. You put your pencil at the edge, then you run your board and pencil along the wall, leaving well, when you do it properly, a line which will be about there. You then yank this board up, send it off to be chopped along the line you've drawn, and obviously, like I say, it's not cut in this case, but you'll find that the line you've drawn, or the board, will be the length to fill the hole, which works, well as it can on these walls that are as straight as Stephen Fry leading a Pride Parade in Brighton. But I hear you say, somewhere I can hear you, what about if you got a bit that's not flush with the wall, like this door frame? Well, what you have here, to zoom out quickly, slight variation on it. You've got another set of offcuts, pushing it out one board's width against a wall. You've got the board you want to cut. And then you take your previous offcut, you pretend that this stupid sticky outy bit isn't there to make your measurements right, and you use your imagination to observe that this is almost the same depth as this. So yes, you've previously with the previous method run your other line all along here to there. Get a point that you know is parallel to the line you've got to draw. And line up to, there we are, that's where that ends, good enough for camera. Then mark the bit up there, scribble out this bit, and then your board will be able to slot into the hole you've just done there. And we're even still filming, brilliant. Wow, what an informative and useful demonstration, Andy. And it's marvellous how you just teleported all the tough floor tiles back to where they were, as if you filmed all of that out of sequence. But we move over here to another thing I forgot to mention. Tanya, also stairs.
Don't make me snort like a piglet when I'm on camera, you goofball.
They love it.
Oh,
Okay, so tell us about the problem we're having with the stairs, my love.
It's not so much a problem, but the landing was always going to be the tricky bit because it's got the underlay, and there's a few different things that we're doing here. So one of them is our stairs are very, very steep. They're also very narrow, so they're not up to code. So what I'm hoping to do as a very cheap fix, because we can't afford to have the whole stairs done right now, is to just use plywood to extend the stairs a little bit and essentially build a new staircase where the staircase is, and we'll see how that goes. But one of the first things that we need to do is to put bull noses over the existing stairs, which means that we've got a piece that's about almost 7 centimeters long, plus the bullnosy bit, which, if you don't know, is the rounded bit on your stairs that keeps you from like cutting your shins if you fall. So what we're just trying to figure out is if it makes sense to try to have the straight boards come all the way to the end and then just stick the bull nose on, or if, because they're meant to click into a board, if we need to have a full board here between the newel and the wall that it can click into. Obviously it's really tricky because we can't glue that onto the underlay. It wouldn't be secure because the underlay isn't glued. So we're just going to have to try a couple of things, potentially just some 2 or 3 mil chipboard that would raise the wood up the same amount of level as the underlay. So we're going to just order some of the bull nose, and then we'll just have to maybe play with it on a test piece of plywood, because luckily we've got loads of scraps, and we've got enough scraps of the underlay that we could see if it's possible if we glued down the underlay on the edge and we glued that down. The other option is that we might just screw it in countersunk and then put some plugs, because again, we've got loads of extra bits that if we wanted to just drill some plugs. So, you know, it's just about fine tuning this bit of it, and then the rest of the stairs is fine because we'll just cover the existing floor without underlay on the stairs. That's my stair problem.
Yes, I'm just trying to work out how much dealing with the stairs is going to block fitting in the floor tiles we want to start coming out this way.
I think we can get away with at least doing enough that we can then go into the bedroom. And then if we need to unlock just the very end here before we go all the way into your office, I think it'll be okay. But that's why I was trying to get a decision about which way to go made, so just so that we can cut these ones to the right length. Because we still have the problem that we just don't want any of the lengths to be smaller than 20 centimeters.
Quick jump cut. Right, so mysteriously some morph cuts have teleported over there to represent where the boards are going to be coming through from there. So this long one is going to be the one that's coming through from the office. But then these two and the imaginary one that's there are going to be just, well, essentially just in the hall. And I've forgotten where I was going with this. They might be tricky to measure when we're not sure precisely our solution here.
Well, that's why I was going to do some math tonight and just work it out.
Okay.
Love the math. That's why I play Ken.
I still prefer connections. Right, well, that's...
So yes, very short and sweet today compared to the hour-long video that we posted today from the weekend. But you know what? You enjoy spending an hour with us. You have a cuppa.
We'll just go, why won't you fucking do it my way? Because we're doing it my way. Why are we all death metal singers? Sepultura-ocracy.
And
Anyway.
has some feelings after this very hot weekend. But don't worry, we're still very much in love. We're done.
Yes.
Don't worry, Mom. We're okay. Just a little bit of snark.
A difference of opinion. And a difference of opinion on differences of opinion.
The
But,
important thing is it's us against the problem.
yes, and we at least have paths through once one of us finishes browbeating the other.
Yeah, and it's too hot to go anywhere tomorrow, so we will.
Yes, it is
definitely
the
be-
allegedly 39-degree day tomorrow.
Basically.
I am already melting.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
going to be a... Yes, and then we've got to cut all of the things my handy-dandy TikTok demonstration demonstrated. See you tomorrow, I guess.
See you tomorrow.